One of the first creation attributed to the school of miniature painting was the Hamza Nama series, which according to the court historian Badayuni was started in 1567 and completed in 1582. So one of the first creation related to school of miniature painting was the first painting was Hamza Nama series, okay, and this series was started by Badayuni in the year 1567, and he have completed in the year 1582. The Hamzanama stories of Amir Hamza, an uncle of the Prophet, that is the Prophet Muhammad, were illustrated by Mir Sayyid Ali. So it was the story of uncle of the Prophet Muhammad, and it was done by the Mir Sayyid Ali. The painting of the Hamza Nama are of large size, that is 20 into 27 inch, and were painted on cloth. So it was painted on cloth. They are in the Persian Safavi style. So the painting was on the mode of Persian Safavi style. Brilliant red, blue, and green colors predominant. The pink eroded rock and the vegetation, plains, and blossoming plum and peach trees are reminiscent of Persia. So these are the different types of you can say features or the colors or the different types of items which were made in the Persian painting. However, Indian tones appear in later work when Indian artists were employed. So the Indians, they were quite they started painting at a very you can say late as compared to the Persian people. Why? Because the Indian artisans were employed, or they were taught about the painting at a very you can say very later. After him, Jahangir encouraged artists to paint portrait and the darbar scene. So uh, after him, that means we were talking about the Akbar, right? So after Akbar, Jahangir, his son, encouraged his artists to paint portraits, that means portraits of the emperor or the Mughal princesses or queen, and even the darbar scene, that means if any important scene are taking place, then they can draw the darbar scene. His most talented portrait painters were Ustad Mansoor, Abul Hassan, and Bisandas. So these are the three important painters of Jahangir reign. Next, Shah Jahan continued to patronize painting. So he also was interested in painting. Some of the famous artists of the period were Muhammad Fakirullah Khan, Mir Hasim, Muhammad Nadir, Bichitir Chitarman, Anup Chattarar, and Manohar and Honhar. So these are the important famous artists of the Shah Jahan reign. Next, Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb had no taste of fine arts. Due to lack of patronage, artists migrated to Hyderabad in the Deccan and to the Hindu states of Rajasthan in search of new patrons. So Aurangzeb was not at all interested in the fine arts, that means in the painting. Why? Because his main agenda was to capture as number of territories in his empire, and the second reason was all the patronage artists, that means these artists where they moved to Hyderabad in the Deccan, that means half of the artists they moved to Hyderabad in Deccan and half to the Hindu state of Rajasthan in search of new patrons. So that's why he was not at all interested in painting or fine arts. Next is regional style. Rajput painting. Rajput painting, a style of Indian painting, evolved and flourished during the 18th century in the royal court of Rajputana, India. So the Rajput painting, and it was the Indian style of painting, evolved in the 18th century in the royal court of Rajputana, India. Each Rajput kingdom evolved a distinct style but with certain common features. So every Rajput kingdom, they have a different types of painting, but they have the common features among themselves. Rajput painting depicts a number of themes, events of epics like the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, Krishna life, beautiful landscape and human. So these are the different types of features which were painted by the painter of the Rajput. Miniature were the preferred medium of Rajput painting, but several manuscripts also contain Rajput painting, and paintings were even done on the walls of palaces, inner chamber of the forts, havelis, particularly the havelis of Shekhawati. So with the events of these, that is the events of epics like the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Krishna life, beautiful landscape and human, miniature paintings were also given importance. But in some of the paintings, it contains the painting of the that means they used to paint the Rajput walls, that is the walls of the palaces, even the chambers of the forts were painted by the painters. Havelis, and particularly the havelis of the Rajputs, were the havelis of Shekhawati. The colors were extracted from certain minerals, plant source and cord cells. So how they used to extract the color? They used to extract the color from the certain minerals, plant source and with the cells. Some were even derived by processing precious stone, gold and silver. So even they used to take out the color with the help of the precious stone, gold and silver. The preparation of desired color was a lengthy process, sometimes taking weeks. Brushes you used were very fine. So if the emperor want a particular type of color, they used to obtain with the help of a lengthy process. That's why it takes a weeks to extract the color. And the brushes were of fine quality, so with the help of brushes they used to paint. So this is a style used in Rajput painting. So as you can see, a marriage ceremony is uh, painted in this picture. Next is Tanjore painting. Tanjore painting is an important form of classical South Indian painting native to the town of Tanjore in Tamil Nadu. So the Tanjore painting is an important form of classical South Indian painting which is present in the town of Tanjore, which is in Tamil Nadu at present. The art form dates back to the early 9th century, a period dominated by the Chola rulers who encouraged art and literature. So during the Tanjore painting, especially in the 9th century, this period was dominated by the Chola rulers and they encouraged art and literature. These paintings are known for their elegance, rich colors and attention to detail. So their painting was quite different from the other paintings of different kingdom. They use rich colors and their main agenda was to give detail on the describing the events through in which they are painting. The themes of for most of these paintings are Hindus god. So what were the different types of themes in which the Tanjore painting was they used to make? It was the Hindu god and goddesses seen from the Hindu mythology, that means the the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. In modern times, these paintings have become a much sought after souvenir during festive occasion in South India. So later on, that is in the modern times of in the Chola rulers, they even painted the different festive occasion, just like the different types of festivals which are celebrated in the South India, that is Pongal, okay, Onam and so on. Next is painting of Malwa, Deccan and Jaunpur. A new trend in manuscript illustration was set by a manuscript of the Namat Nama painted at Mandu during the reign of Nasir Shah. Okay, so the a new type of painting was evolved. Okay, and it was the manuscript of the Namatnama painted, okay, at Mandu during the Nadir Shah reign. These represent a synthesis of the indigenous and Persian style, though it was the later which dominate the Mandu manuscript. So it was the mixture of the the South Indian culture and the Persian culture, and later on it was dominated by the Mandu manuscript. There was another style of painting known as Lodi Khuladar that flourished in the Sultanate's domination of North India, extending from Delhi to Jaunpur. So there was another style of painting which flourished in the northern India. It was the Lodi Khaludar, okay, and it flourished from the Delhi Sultanate, from extending to North India, from Delhi to Jaunpur. The miniature painting style, which flourished initially in the Bahmani court and later in the court of Ahmednagar, Bijapur and Golconda, is popularly known as the Deccan School of Painting. So the painting which evolved in the Ahmednagar, Bijapur, and Golconda, which is basically come under the Bahmani code, which was popularly known as Deccan School of Painting. One of the earliest surviving painting are found in the illustration of manuscript, that is Tarif A. Hussain Shahi. So how we can see that why the painting of the Bahmani court was quite different from the other painting was, we can see or we can see the example in the manuscript of Tarif A. Hussain Shahi, which was made in the year 1565. In this picture you can see a painting from extract manuscript of Tarif A. Hussain Shahi. As you can see, this is the emperor, and there are different types of you can say dasis, or the servant who are serving the emperor. Next is music. During the Mughal rule in India, Indian classical music emerged as two separate traditions, North Indian Hindustani and the South Indian Carnatic, mainly because of the Islamic influence. So during the Mughal period, the Indian classical were also divided into two traditions. So in the northern India it is known as North Indian Hindustani, and in the southern India it is known as Carnatic. Why? Because of the Islamic influence in India. The Hindustani system may be thought as a mixture of traditional Indian musical concept and Persian performance practice. So the Hindustani system, that is the northern India, it is a mixture of Indian musical concept and the Persian practice. Many new musical forms like Khayal and Ghazal develop and flourish. So many new type of music system or music forms were evolved in the northern part of India, and they are known as Khayal and Ghazal.